got a YJG DCN knife. And most of these, if not all of them, and of course what it stands for is YJG DCN, China, Yangjiang, Guangdong, China. It's where two suns are made, petrified fish, I believe, are made there. Man, there, trivisa, there are a bunch of knives coming out of Guangdong, China, Yangjiang. So, yeah, these YJG DCNs are a fairly new breed of cat coming out of there. And I find most of these on the RIHE Design eBay page. Yeah, the RIHE Design eBay sellers page is where I find most of these YJG DCNs. And so I've been keeping up on them. And some of them are pretty nice. There's some pretty snazzy units coming through there. Is this one? I don't know. We're about to find out. Looks like micarta and a button lock. Okay. I don't mind a button lock. Looks like kind of maybe a medium to a large piece. Green micarta, black hardware, black blade. Yeah, and over here, RIHE Design, 10CR, is that 13 or 15? Yeah, 10CR15 MOV, and it's a CN009. And if I'm not mistaken, that's couldn't be any more plain that this is the 9th model for the manufacturer, YJG DCN. Okay. Recessed pocket clip, cap crown screws. They're not recessed. But everything's black on the knife except the scales. Steel liners. I do like this blade shape. You know, the overall look of this. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I like that. You know, on the outset, I'll throw it out. It's 100%. It's a budget piece, and for me, a budget piece used to be below $50. It's kind of climbing that number only because the price of knives are going up. But I believe this knife is well under $50 with 10CR, no less. Yeah, very nice. I mean, I'm finding the button not to be very intuitive. It does create a good detent, but I'm having to be very purposeful with that button. Like, you got to put it all the way in before that releases. And that's not a bad thing. And of course, it's just one of those things that, you know, if I spend some time with this knife, I'll know exactly what I need to do to make it function properly and not have to double clutch it like that. Really locked up. I mean, yeah, this is in my wheelhouse, man. I like it. Somebody mentioned this. Yeah, I mean, I whacked the snot out of that. I'll start checking these locks a little more regularly, make it part of the drill. If I mess with the action, I tend to check the lock. If I don't mess with the action, there's a lot of knives that I have not checked the lock. And yeah, what the heck? I mean, I'm whacking that really good. So I mean, I would trust that lock. Could it fail? Hey man, you know, the shaft that holds your steering wheel to the steering pump on your car could snap. And then you don't have any steering and your cargo out of control. I mean, lightning could come and strike. Yeah, I mean, a lot of things could happen, right? And I guess ultimately that could fail. The firing pin on the hammer on a 6 gun could crack and fall off and you don't even know it. And then when you go to fire the handgun, it doesn't fire. The firing pin could have been bad. On and on and on. But reasonably, I would expect this knife's lock to not fail. That was a long way around for that, wasn't it? Long-winded, man. Let's get in here, see what's up. Looks like it's going to be TH to get in. Even the pocket clip hardware, which I believe the back one helps hold the knife together. But maybe both. We'll see. Honestly, not even the back one, I don't think. But this looks like it should come off now. Unless there's an internal screw. And that may be the case. So let's pull the pocket clip and we'll pull the scale and see what's underneath there. Yep, there's one under the clip right there. Yep, no worries. I don't hate that design. Not sure why they just didn't make it the pocket clip. They could have put the clip, farther, south on the knife, but it's okay. A little bit of oil. There's our spring. Nice black liners. No oil necessarily on the bearings themselves, but there was a little bit of oil in here. So, and that's a washer in there, isn't it? Yep. And so, it's kind of cool that they do that. It's a really thin, cheap washer, and I almost feel like, man, just let the bearing cut into that coating. But I get it. That's why they put it in there, is so that it doesn't have to cut its way into that coating. But it's so thin, and as you can see, they become concave. When you put them in there and tighten the bearing down on it, they're not flat anymore. And so it almost makes me feel like they hinder the action, and the bearings cut really deep into these thin bearings or these thin washers like that. I mean, honestly, I think I'm going to try to assemble the knife without them. Now, I've had it go both ways. I've assembled without them, and it worked wonderfully. And I've assembled without them and had to take the knife back apart and put them in because the headspace was off just enough for things to not be right. So we'll see. But just the nature of it, I think I'd rather they're not in there. I mean, at the end of the day, the bearings are having to cut their way through that coating on the scale. So having to do it on the blade, it's not a big deal. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to try it. I'm not scared. Wipe these bearings and we'll put it together, see what we got. Okay. Pivots captured like that, and it's not machined on the show side. Show side. Yeah, and I'm a fan of that. I think it creates a really good look. I am going to lube these bearings just slightly. I mean, I think it's going to be okay. We'll see. Let's get the stop pin in there before I get too far down the road. And I need to get this button in there as well. Like so. Like a glove. Okay. Spring. Other bearings. A little more of this. Conservatively. This can go on. Kind of hold everything down. And then this scale, I just got to get the spring in the hole. Like so. Wonderful. Something didn't happen right. Yeah, let's get that apart. I didn't get the spring right or something. Something, yeah, I think I missed the spring. Let's try again. Or the button wasn't down. Yeah, there it is. The button wasn't positioned properly. I think I was correct on the spring, but let's pop that out so I can see where I'm at. Yep, there we go. No worries. I'm pretty confident that we're solid right now. So the action is really loose, and it may be I need those spacers in there. Well, the pivot wasn't tight. There we go. Well, you can feel those bearings running around 100% now. I mean, it doesn't feel good either. It's not a positive feel with those bearings. So I'm going to put a screw in back here, and then to balance this front to back, and then really take a hard look at this right here and figure out, do I want to put those back in? I mean, the action now, it's locked up, it's solid, but the action is really gritty. I can feel those bearings rolling over that steel. And so those definitely smoothed out the action. I'm going to put them back in. Yep. I mean, it's silly. Pet peeves are silly to me. It's like, I just don't like them. It's like saying, oh, I just don't like, crab or whatever, and never having tried it. You know what I mean? It's like having some predisposed, I don't like it thing going on. And, I don't really have anything necessarily against those. They're just kind of janky. They seem kind of cheap, and I didn't need to take that off now that I'm looking at it. Gotta get that one out of there. There we go. But in the end, on this particular knife, it makes them run a lot better. The knife was way smoother with that in there than without it. Way smoother. Yep. All right. I should put this in early on. think I'm going to set that, I'm going to recess that into the scale or the blade. Just all just completely came apart on me there. There we go. All right, let's put this up into the blade. There we go. That's what I'm going for right there. Let's get that button on there. That's what I didn't do last time, was get that button fixed down in the hole. I think we're good this time. All right. I believe I'm going to feel the difference in that action. Yeah, it's way smoother. All of the bearing feel that I was feeling rolling across the blade, I don't feel it. It's gone. I think that might have been the pocket clip screw. Nah, it's not. Yep, there we go. Nice tension on there too. Yeah, everything's locked down, running really well, solid as a rock. All right, let's put this away. Let's talk about this action. Thumb flick, spidey flick, button. How's that drop? Yeah, drop shot, really smooth. Very nice. No play when it's locked and no play when it's not locked. Yeah, I like it. Very cool. I mean, it's A-level action, you know, A minus. It's causing me to really press it in. It's just not intuitive for whatever reason. The recess, the size of the button, and of course, the more I function it, the better it'll get. So, I mean, I'll give it an A minus. It runs well. Ergonomics. So, not so confident, very confident. I mean, I'm going to bring it up to a confident grip. I'm not going to get on it or over a confident grip, only because I don't have a really pronounced flipper tab or finger guard here to keep me from going forward. There is really nice jimping on the spine, great platform for the thumb, and I am very locked in on this knife. It's super comfortable. I mean, it's got a great shape for a pocket knife, and my hand just molds wonderfully to this particular shape. The pocket clip, I can feel it because it's deep carry. It's way out here, but it's not hot in any way. Yeah, wonderful grip. Reverse grip, I can cap this really well. Excellent reverse grip. And I can get here if I was going to slam down. This is a confident grip, not hard to get to, and very comfortable. Yeah, and I'd rather go this way than this way, me personally. Yeah, good ergonomics. Let's check that pocket clip. Pocket clip, check. Yep. I think it's going to do wonderfully. Yeah, it's got excellent tension. Even on the thick stuff, I can get past the cap screws, but it does kind of catch them. Standard jean size material, yeah, it's excellent. Wonderful pocket clip. I mean, these clips designed like this just work, man. The knife is almost completely invisible once that's down in there. There's maybe a 32nd of an inch, just barely poking its head above the top of my pants there. Yep, wonderful. And excellent retention. It's got great tension. Safety. Catch that blade anywhere? I can't catch that tip. Yeah, the tip's right there. Yeah, so the tip's exposed. The clip's good, tip's exposed, and there's no contact through the back. So let's check this 10CR15 and see how sharp that is coming from Yjgdcn Guangdong. Yeah, wonderfully sharp. They know how to sharpen a knife in Guangdong for sure. Yep. Price and availability. Okay. YJG DCN. This is a CN009. They have this version in the 10CR, and then they're also running the same exact knife with a Damascus blade. And they look to be going for, I don't know, $40 to $50 is what I'm seeing. Is that reasonable for 10CR button lock like this? I mean, that's kind of what I was saying in the beginning. It's definitely a budget piece, but that whole sub $50 budget is, I mean, it's kind of gone away. Which brings up the question, if we start running tariffs on China, what happens to a knife like this? I don't, does it add 25%? Which, if this was, let's say it was a $50 knife, if you added, 20% to that, it makes this knife $60 now, right? Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how all that works out. But, yeah, CN009, pretty cool. Appreciate y'all watching, and you'll probably find this one over at Timber's Edge Knives, probably in the $45, $50 range. That'd be my guess. Yep. Appreciate y'all watching.